Well guys, it's Friday late afternoon. We've been at the farm all week. We've added 3 episodes to the Great Farm Cleanup series. I promised I would get something every week out of the emergency storage shed here. So Friday late afternoon, I reckon we can squeeze one in. Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. We're making pretty good progress here. I'm working my way down these shelves that you can just see next to me. We've nearly got them empty. Let's have a look at what's down the bottom. You can see I have been adding more stuff to the shelves, but as I've explained, we're more organised. I did sort out a couple of boxes from the huge workshop clean out series, and there's a lot of drill bits, so I'm just going to add any drill bits I find to those boxes. There's the rattle gun we found in the last episode, or was it the one before? The sander, the bench grinder. Someone suggested I should have an autobiography. I should write my own autobiography and call it You Can't Have Too Many Bench Grinders. I reckon that was an awesome idea. I think it was Shane. Great suggestion. Down the bottom, what do we got? Well, there's a bench vise. So that will be easy to clean out that little compartment. Although the problem is we have to move this huge big guillotine. I have talked about this before. I am going to keep it because I have some jobs for it. But it's something that's really awkward to store until I'm ready, so I'll have to try and move it somewhere. More interesting is an old timber box, and I honestly do not know what's in that one. It's a nice old box, so I'll try and move this guillotine, and we'll bring the vise and the box into the main bench and check them out. Okay, I have many vices. I also have many of these. That one looks quite a useful one. We'll probably hang on to that. You can't have too many vices. And this old mysterious timber box. Now, you know, I was so tempted to have a peek in this. I was thinking, let's have a quick look. I'll prepare myself for talking about what's in here. But I've resisted the urge. I do not know what's in here. That's unusual. Maybe it's not full of something. Maybe it is something. I honestly do not remember. So we'll get to that in a tick. If it's a quick appraisal and discovery, we might grab something else from out of that unit. I think there's only the bottom 2 shelves to go. Let's have a look at the vise first and work out if we need it. I'm sure we do. This looks a pretty good one, actually. I don't know if it's a good quality Dawn vise. No, it's not. They're normally marked. It might not be the best quality, as it doesn't seem to have a brand on it, but it's a nice size. It's it's very heavy. It's cast iron. I don't remember where it came from. And it does have that nice little anvil platform, which is quite handy. So I reckon we'll probably keep this. I'm going to have a fair few benches out in the emergency storage shed when it becomes empty and usable as a workshop. I'm sure this will find a place. So I'll put this back in that little unit out there, that little shelf unit, well, big shelf unit, for when the workshop is operational. I'm going to need some more vices, so that's where that can go for now. I don't know, it's got to be worth at least $50 if I was going to sell it. I mean, that's immaterial because I'm not. But if you see a good heavy cast iron vise like this at a garage sale, I would say retail to resell it would easily be $50. If it's a Dawn or a Record or a well-known quality vise, you can probably up that to 100 or more depending on the size. But yeah, I'll put this one aside for now. Now, what is this? It's a nice early box. It's got finger jointed corners. There's no memory twinges going off at all in my brain. There's hinges that end, so it lifts up. It's got a carry handle. Did it have 2 carry handles? I'm not sure. Maybe it's some apparatus, some piece of equipment. Oh, that's the latch. Maybe it's a box for some electrical test equipment or something. I don't ever remember seeing this before in my life. Did any of you guys come and put this in my shed? How cool is that? A couple of old meters. It's broken the glass. Oh, and there's no needle. That's a shame. What's that one say? 15 amps. 15 amps. That's volts. So we've got a voltmeter and an ammeter. And these big things in the lid, I think they're like shunts. I think that's for having huge current go through so that you can have it. I think you put them in parallel with the meter so you can read massive amperage without the amperage actually going through the meter. I'm not too sure on that, to be honest. Looks like something might be missing. What a cool piece of kit. I love the box. That's really nice. It's quite weathered. There's no tags, there's no ID on it as far as where I've got it from. Sometimes when I get something like this and I'm putting it away, I'll put a tag on it as to who I bought it off, or a code or something, give me an idea of what date I bought it. But I fair dinkum, I feel like I've never seen this before in my life. There's a name up the top. I'll have to give that a bit of a wipe so we can read it in a minute. Looks like it's a manufacturer. Yeah, we'll clean it up a bit more. I'm not sure how these come out. Oh, that's a little... Can we see that on camera? That's a little swing over latch. And then this comes out. That's really cool. I'm probably never going to use... Well, I won't ever use this. It's something that's outside my scope of probably knowledge, but also probably requirements, because if it's for testing, does that say 600A? Are we talking 600 amps? I don't know. Look, I think it's worth cleaning up. I won't restore it as such because I don't know enough about how it works or what it does, other than maybe it's just a ammeter and a voltmeter for very high voltage. That looks like a key for opening something. Whether it's got something to do with this, or whether it's got something to do with access to a fuse box in industrial situations, it might be some sort of industry key to get into places. And this is the test equipment that the tech would have had. I'd say it's 1940s or thereabouts. Nice old Bakelite. Oh, that's not Bakelite. I think it's cast iron. Yeah, cast iron. So it's a really neat piece of kit. I think what I'll do is I'll probably clean it up a bit, just so it's presentable, so it's not dirty and dusty. Put it in the shop, and someone that's probably more into this sort of test equipment as a collectible might like it. But yeah, what's it worth? Well, how do you find out? How do you price it? I mean, you can't just go to the next shop and see what they sell them at. They're obviously for wiring up big terminal, so your wires go into there and you can read off how many amps. Or it's a shame this one's damaged. I don't know where the needle is. The needle's in that one. I can see it wobbling. So this one's might not be any good at all. The glass is gone. The paper gauge there is a bit moth-eaten and very dirty. The case would clean up really nice. It's very weathered, but I think it would still clean up quite well. I'll move the camera over and we can have a look at this plaque. So it looks like it says Clayton, Joel and Company, and there's a Melbourne address. So anyway, there we have it. A really cool piece of vintage, probably 1940s, may even be 1930s. Electrical test equipment in a nice oak case. Well, this is the stuff I like finding in my shed. I'm going to clean it up a bit. All I'm going to do is I might even give it a bit of a wash carefully without getting it too wet, and a little bit of a scrub just to clean the timber back a bit. It looks like the old finish or varnish is totally gone. It's just sort of flaking off. A lot of dirt on the top of it. So I'll give it a little bit of a clean up and we'll put it in the shop, and I'll put these bits back in, and I'm going to put something like, I don't know, $95 on it, just as a nice old vintage steampunky type look, industrial test equipment. Really nice piece. It would restore fantastically. I think if someone had the desire to, you could bring the case back to absolutely great condition. Certainly the ammeter would clean up fine. It's possible that you could fix that. It doesn't appear to have any breakage to the actual body of it. So someone might like to give a proper restore at some stage. The handle can certainly be fixed. I guess there was a handle on that side too, not sure. Anyway, what a great piece. So a bit of a clean up. I'm going to put $95 on it in the shop. So a bit of a quicker video this time. It's actually Sunday morning, so this unboxing video is for last week. So I've just stretched the due by date. However, we will be able to do one again this week, so we'll be on track for one episode and one lot of stuff out of this shed every week. I don't want to miss a week at all. I'm committed to this. We are making good progress. Our total is up to about 6,630 or something, and that's what I priced to sell in the shop. And someone asked me recently, do I have a list of what's sold and the total of actually what has sold? Well, you can be assured that it's pretty well that figure, because nothing sits in the shop for long. You'll appreciate that generally I price my stuff pretty cheaply and it does move quickly. If it doesn't sell straight away, I discount it a little bit. With exception maybe to this test gear with the meters, I'm going to put 95 on it. It may sit in the shop for some time, but it wouldn't surprise me if it sells quickly, because where else do you find one? So generally the prices, and I, quote $6,600 out of that emergency shed, well, pretty well that has come into the business. So there's really not much sitting around at the shop. We put a lot of stuff through because that's how we manage to pay our rent. So there we go, guys. Back to work shortly. Sunday morning. Remember, Sunday's a working day for us. We work Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where I'm either at the farm or I'm working in my shed or doing YouTube stuff. So that's about my week in, week out. I'm loving it. And yeah, I'll keep going with this series. Hope you're enjoying it. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.